Hey, what's going on? What's happening, everybody? What's good? What's good? What's good to all my beautiful people? This your girl Tiffany coming through here live in effect. All right, let's try that again. What's up, everybody? What's going on? This your girl Tiffany coming through here live in effect. All right, so today topic I am going to be going into the subject about Tomi Adeyemi. All right, so Tomi Adeyemi is a sister that is a novelist, a writer, an author. She's known for writing science fiction and what they call young adult fantasy. Okay, so for those of you that grew up going to the library all the time, they have a section for young adults. Okay, in the library area. So those are the type of books that she writes for, like, preteen, teenagers, and whatnot. But anyways, so today I want to get into the subject about her, and I want to talk about the two books that she has written. All right, that I think people should check out. Now, what's interesting about these books, although they are science fiction, right? These books are based on stories about slavery, but it's like it's not only is speaking on slavery, but it's also using the concept of the Orisha. For those of you that are into Ifa, you know what I'm talking about, right? So she used the concept of Orisha and combined to tell the story about slavery. So she will be a part of what you call Afrofuturism. Okay. She's like an Afrofuturistic author. All right. So she's very creative. I haven't really got a chance to read her books all the way. I have looked at it, glanced through them, but I haven't got a chance to actually read them. All right. So I have an idea what she's really talking about. So I would strongly recommend people to check out her books as well. I mean, especially the fact that this hit close to home for us here in America, black folks, because it connects us back to the transatlantic slave trade. You know what I mean? Right. So by the sister herself, she's of Nigerian background because her parents came from Nigeria and they came here to America. But what's interesting is they never really taught her about the Nigerian culture. That's something that she had to learn on her own. So, well, the reason why I say that it hit close to home to us because a lot of us African Americans here, we have a lot of Nigerian ancestry. All right, we have a whole lot of Nigerian ancestry. So there's the connection, and there's a strong possibility chance that we have Igbo and Yoruba in us. Okay, so with that being said, when you read this book, or when you even look at the preview, you can pretty much see the connection of what she tried to draw the line between slavery and the Orisha. And I think it's very creative of how she done it. Like I said, I haven't even read the whole book, but I got a chance to glance at it and get the idea of what she's talking about. So I'm into science fiction and I'm into Afrofuturism. All right, that's my thing. I'm into Afrofuturism, science fiction, and all of that. All right, I like Marvel and DC, so you're gonna hear me talk about some of that stuff as well. Okay, so she'll be up there with Octavia Butler and many others. But let's go ahead and get into it anyways. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, share the channel, all that great stuff, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, right here, as you can see, so Tomi Adeyemi, that's how you say her name, Adeyemi. All right, she was born August the 1st, 1993. So, yeah, she's pretty young. All right. So, she's a Nigerian American writer and creative writing coach. She is best known for her novel Children of Blood and Bone, the first in the Legacy of Orisha trilogy, published by Henry Holtz Books for Young Readers, which won the 2018 Andre Norton Award for Young Adult Science Fiction and Fantasy, the 2019 Waterstones Book Prize, and the 2019 Hugo Little Star Award for Best Young Adult Book. So in 2019, she was named for the Forbes 30 under 30 list. In 2020, she was named the Time 100 Most Influential People of 2020 in the Pioneers category. So she was born in the United States to parents who immigrated from Nigeria. Okay. So her father was a physician in Nigeria but found employment as a taxi driver while he waited to transfer his qualification. Adeyemi's mother worked as a cleaning woman. Adeyemi grew up in Chicago and was not exposed to her Nigerian heritage. Her parents decided not to teach her or her siblings their native tongue. She would later embrace her heritage as an adult, explaining, "I didn't think so much of it. I think that is the kind of experience of the first generation. You're just trying to fit in. You don't realize how cool your culture is until you get out of that phase of trying to fit in." She would later describe one of her novels as a love letter to her culture. So Adeyemi wrote her first story when she was 5 years old and continued to write throughout her teenage years. She graduated from Hinsdale Central High School in Hinsdale, Illinois in 2011. Adeyemi was qualified into the Hinsdale Central High School Foundation Young Scholars Program in 2008 and went on to win their Young Scholars Scholarship in 2010-2011. So during her senior year, Adeyemi also received the Rainey Sharma Scholarship. She went on to graduate from Harvard University with an honors degree in English literature, then studied West African mythology and culture in Salvador, Brazil on a fellowship. It was this experience that inspired her to write Children of Blood and Bone, the breakthrough novel that would launch her career. All right. So, anyways, after Tomi Adeyemi moved to California, she worked at a Los Angeles film production company when she decided to reduce her hours there to write a book. Her parents, who had uprooted their lives in Nigeria to give her a better life, were not entirely accepting of this idea. Adeyemi says, "I'm first generation Nigerian, so I came out of my mother's womb and I was supposed to be a doctor, a lawyer, or engineer, and I was like, oh, hey, I'm quitting my very well paying job at a stable company that has many future job opportunities for me. I'm so lucky that my parents were like, obviously, we're not crazy about this, but we love you." So Adeyemi's first written novel did not yield positive feedback. She instead set herself a year to write another book that became Children of Blood and Bone, and she entered it into Pitch Wars, a competition program in which emerging writers are matched with editors and authors to revise their work before they submit it to a literary agent. Okay, so the Legacy of Orisha trilogy. So Adeyemi's debut novel, Children of Blood and Bone, was released in May of, in March of 2018, and debuted at number one on the New York Times Young Adult Hardcore bestseller list. It is a young adult fantasy novel. All right. So it goes in talk about it features a protagonist, Zayili Adibola, who fights a monarchy to return magic to her people. Adeyemi has said she wanted to write a fantasy novel set in West Africa so that a little black girl could pick up my book one day and see herself as the star. I wanted her to know that she's beautiful and she matters and she can have a crazy magical adventure, even if an ignorant part of the world tells her she can never be. What's it? Okay. She can never be Harmony Granger. Children of Blood and Bone was awarded in 2018 Andrew Norton Award for Young Adult Science Fiction and is a finalist for the 2019 Lido Star Award for the Best Young Adult Book. All right. So in the late March of 2017, 6,000 Pictures purchased the film adaptation rights to the book. Reportedly, the deal for the publishing and film rights were approximately seven figures. Deadline described it as one of the biggest YA debut novel publishing deals ever. Well, I would love to see that movie. I hope they would come out with a movie one day about this. I would love to see it because everything else is on Netflix, so it would be a great thing to see. All right, but anyways, in November 2018, Adeyemi accused Nora Roberts of plagiarizing the title of her novel, Blood and Bone, from Children of Blood and Bone. Adeyemi later retracted the accusation, saying, "After talking to her, I believe our titles were created in isolation." So Roberts later clarified that her book had been titled and submitted to her publisher 1 year before Adeyemi's. She also criticized Adeyemi's lack of fact checking and the fact that Adeyemi had not deleted the accusation a day later. Right, so then it goes on to talk about her second novel, Children of Virtue and Vengeance, was pushed back from its initial release date of March 2019 to June 2019. Adeyemi later stated on her Instagram that her publisher offered her two choices, June 2019 and December 2019, but she chose the former so fans would not have to wait. The workload was too much, and the author, editor, and publisher agreed to have the second book more time. So, Children of Virtue and Vengeance became a number one New York Times bestseller in December of 2019. All right, so in December of 2020, Fox's new parent company, Disney, announced that its two subsidiaries, Lucasfilm and 20th Century Studios, would be adapting Children of Blood and Bone into a movie. By 2021, Adeyemi had become frustrated with the pace of Lucasfilm's film's adaptation process. She asked to serve as a scriptwriter, a request that Lucasfilm had declined. Wow. Since Lucasfilm had wanted to focus on its own intellectual properties, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and Willow, the company and 20th Century Studios had allowed its film rights to Children of Blood and Bone to lapse in 2021. In mid-January 2022, Paramount Pictures acquired the rights for a guaranteed exclusive theatrical release, with Temple Hill Entertainment producing alongside Sunswept Entertainment as part of the agreement. Adeyemi will write the script and also serve as a executive producer. And I think that's a great thing that she's able to get her right. Because see, a lot of times with these major film production companies, right, they want to be able to take over the individuals work and create their own narrative. They want to try to change up what the original writing is about. So when an individual watch the movie and read the book, they knows that it doesn't really correlate. It's some things that has been omitted because those major companies want to make sure that it will fit their brand and fit what they're trying to put out there, so that way they can be able to have the control and say so and be able to sell. That's what they looking at. They're not really caring enough about the storyline or how much it might mean to the author individual. They just want to be able to go in and change up some of the things that they feel they could be offensive, or they feel like it's not going to get people's attention, so they try to make it more entertaining. And again, it's all about the profit. It's all about making paper. So that's really what it's all about, boiled down to. Okay, so anywho, so it goes down to talk about other activities. So again, she's a creative writing coach. She teaches creative writing through her online courses, The Writer's Roadmap. Her website has been named one of the 101 best website for writers by Writers Digest. Okay, and so she also made a final guest appearance of the final episode of Harmony Gregor and the Quarter Life Crisis. I never seen that show, so don't even ask me what the show is about because I ain't never seen the show. So Patrick Harpin and Everett Downey Jr., creators of My Dad the Bounty Hunter, hired Adeyemi to work on the animated all ages series, which had a major black writers' room. Cool. So she lives in New York, and she's of Yoruba heritage. Okay. She has two siblings. Her mother manages hospice just outside Chicago. Her father is a doctor and her brother is a musician. Okay. So she is a Yoruba background, which is pretty cool. That's pretty unique. So that, pretty much connects her back to her roots. All right. Um, so again, these are the books that she has written so far: Awaken the Magic, Children of Virtue and Vengeance, and Children of Books and Bone. Bloods and Bone. I keep saying two different things. I don't know why. What's going on? But anyways, that's this information. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's look at the books. Right. Well, I'm gonna show you guys the covers. All right. So this is her first book right here. All right. So again, that's her first book. And this is her second book right here: Children of Virtue and Vengeance. Okay. And so that's all I wanted to share with you guys for today. And just make sure you guys check out those two books. If you're into science fiction, check them out. Because that, to me, that sister is very creative, and it takes a lot of work to actually write books about fantasy, science fiction, and all of that. So also, I would recommend people to get involved in Afrofuturism. Okay, Afrofuturism is a thing. So I recommend people start looking into that. If you guys don't know what Afrofuturism is, look into it. But I want to share something really fast before I log off of here. So I came across something right on Clubhouse. Now, normally I don't really be on Clubhouse like that, but there is a book, and I'm gonna show you guys the title of the book in a moment. Okay. All right. So speaking of Nigeria in Lagos, right? I want to show you guys a title of this book. So this book right here, which is pretty interesting, is called Slavery and the Birth of an African City, Lagos from 1760 to 1900. Written by Kristen Mann. So there's a reason why I want to put that book out there for y'all. Because again, once we learned about the connection between these places, right, in West Africa, especially places where we know today is Nigeria, and the Atlantic, it will pretty much explains how we have so much Nigerian ancestry in us. And I thought it was very interesting because the brothers and sisters that brought this book up in Clubhouse, they have a room called African History. I think that's the name of it, African History Club. That's the name of the club in the Clubhouse. And so they brought up the title of this book, and they happened to speak on how Lagos have become like that center port for the Atlantic slave trade, or one of the center port. So one of the main ports of the Atlantic slave trade during the 1700s, the late 1700s. So I just thought that was very interesting. I just wanted to share that with people. Um, and if you guys don't have Clubhouse, y'all should go ahead and get it and check out some of those rooms. Now, some of those rooms are full of drama. I'm gonna keep it real. And then there are rooms that are pretty, educational. It's worth just going in there and just listening and learning. So, anyways, but that's all I got to say. I hope you guys have a good one. I hope y'all be safe. So until next time, peace and power elevation. This your girl Tiffany. I'm logging off, saying deuces and thank y'all so much. All right. Peace.